And we're live. Welcome everybody once again. Quest and Quill, facing the frontier. I do apologize.
I'm getting a loop. Hold on. I'm getting a loop. Hold on. I'm getting a loop. Hold on. I'm getting a loop. Hold on.
Yeah, it's looping.
I'm getting a loop. Damn. Hold
Yeah,
on.
it's looping. Amateur hour over here.
Okay, I fixed it. Good. As you were saying.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Are we good? Can you hear me, everybody?
Yeah, I think we're good.
And we're live. Welcome everybody once again to Quest and Quill, facing the frontier. We apologize for the lack of audio when the stream started. I think we've got the audio issues fixed now. And with that, let's begin where we left off. In the last episode, the party, after facing whatever invisible attacker, not invisible, whatever out of sight, unseen attacker was facing them by the mine, made their way into Baygate. John finally reuniting with his mother, where she updated him on all of the news and rumors and everything that's been going on in the entire city of Baygate to the best of her knowledge, including the strange disappearance of her friend, Miss Hazel. The party took all of this on board and enjoying the food at this nice terrace lounge that they find themselves in. They asked John's mum where they might procure explosives, only to hear her high-pitched response as her brow creases, her age once again visible. As she, very worried, looks at John and goes, "Ah, little Johnny, what kind of nonsense are you getting yourself into? I'm not even sure if I want to hear it. I can't even think of it. Whatever could you need that for?"
Well, Mom, it's important for our work. Trying to help people. Don't worry, we won't be using it to hurt anyone. It's just a certain artifact that we need to recover or destroy within some abandoned mines. We don't have the time or a way to hire hundreds of workers to clear the entrance, as it is collapsed. Thus, we must go the quick route, the use of explosives.
And you couldn't... I don't know. You know that there's... people watching and regulations on the weapons because of the banditry and the other... She sort of looks around, Talks of insurrection going around.
Insurrection. Well, I wouldn't know anything of that, Mom. Not really a part of such thing. Everything that we do, it's in defense of the peoples of the colony. It's important work. We're not really looking to hurt anyone. Just to
You know, I
Go on,
you know
Mom.
I believe you, dear, but the bluecoats, they're another story, aren't they? They believe what they want to.
True. I'm not too worried about them. If need be, I always have the coin to pay them off.
She furrows her brow at this, and well, I I don't know anything of the like, and I don't want any part of this at all. I'm not even sure how I could be of help. I think your old acquaintances are more the sort that can. I don't even want to think of it. She looks away.
Look, Mom. Try not to worry, okay? And speaking of coins, here, I have something for you. He goes and fishes inside his jacket, and he pulls out a pouch of 100 gold, and he sets it on the table. He says, "Here, this is for you, so you can take some time off." With the disappearance of Hazel and everything going around in the town, I think it might be dangerous for you. I'd rather you stay here if you can. I'll have Aslan to watch over you and help you around the house if you'd like. He's good company, promise. Says as he smiles to her.
Aslan nods his big head. Your mother looks back at you, and she looks at the money, and her eyes grow wide. Where did you get all of this? Please tell me you're not wrapped up in anything bad.
Said he says, "No, Mom. I've gotten involved with some ranchers over by Tenton, been helping them out with some legal troubles that they've been suffering, and they've been grateful. And besides, there's another reason why we need some blasting charges. We've found quite a vein over by the ranchers, and we are to help them mine it out for their benefit, of course. Thus, I've gold to spare."
So your new job involves prospecting? She says hopefully.
He says, "Yeah, that's just a small part of it, but yeah, it's part of my job."
She puts a hand on Aslad's shoulder. Look at my little Johnny, becoming a proper little businessman.
I Havel gets up and he goes to John. He's like, "That's right, Miss Morello." I start pinching John's cheek. Little Johnny here is a big old businessman, aren't you, Johnny?
Yes, yes,
And I,
we do engage in some business, but
Well then, I suppose you have no time to deal with this little problem of Miss Hazel.
no, of course,
We can look into Miss Hazel.
yes.
Where's
especially-
this merchant live that she was seeing?
Well, Tholomir, I believe Mr. Tholomir is somewhere in the merchant's quarters. And his shop somewhere in the trade district, if I'm not mistaken. I believe she was heading to the merchant quarters to his private accommodation. That's what the madam told me anyway.
And what does Mr. Tholomir look like?
I've never met the man. I wouldn't know. Though I can tell you his business is he runs a quite successful trading company. The symbol, it looks like this, and she draws it out on the table. It is the old English symbol for the TH. It kind of looks like a Y. I'll send it in the Discord now. I have a picture.
Elf, dwarf, human.
An elf, a high elf, I believe.
Right. That's enough to go on. John, you said she mentioned that you have old associates.
Yeah, you could always ask around in the seedier taverns. I know quite a few people. Made some friends along the years, and perhaps some light-hearted enemies or rivals, shall we speak? But
Did the
I have a few people I know we could ask.
anybody that would be wrapped up in this insurrection business?
I would hope not, but I do know some black market fences that could probably help us out.
Okay. Well, then I imagine many of them would be somewhere around the trade district. We can do multiple things at once today, maybe, hopefully.
I was thinking more by the docks, but I'd say finding Miss Hazel is probably more important. The longer we take, the less likely we are to find her. I think we could do that first.
Let's get started.
All right. Mom, you and Aslan have fun, and we'll be back later. Safe.
Of course. I don't know if it'll help at all, but your old friend, you remember Thumb? Tum? What was his name?
Yeah, Tom.
Yes, he was one of the bluecoats put on the investigation. He came and asked some questions. I don't know if that might be of any help to you.
Sure. We can ask him. You know where he's stationed right now?
I think the Don's barracks, but I really couldn't tell you. There's been such a mix-up these days.
It's all right. I think it's worth a try. Seeing if he knows anything and is willing to share. We'll go speak with him first. So,
Well,
so
just
that, yeah.
Be safe, please, she says.
I shall. Bye, Mom. And he steps out the door.
Her and Aslan go back to your mother's place. You guys can. Where would you like to start? You are still in the Downs along one of these long, apartment block houses. Rows of apartment block houses. The streets below you are large bricks, the houses made out of clay bricks, and the entire city has a faint smell of human excrement.
Very pleasant. We would head for the barracks.
You know the Downs barracks quite well. In fact, they've tried to take you there a couple times in your rabble-rousing youth. And as you approach, there are two bluecoats standing outside. But you also notice that there is a member of the guard there. He seems to be chatting rather friendly with them until you guys approach, and they all stiffen up. And it's your business.
Hello there, officers. I'm looking for Officer Tom. He is about.
Private Tom. I think he's round. Just go inside. What for?
I need to speak to him concerning a missing person that's been reported recently.
Another one. Another one. And he sort of looks at the other one. The other goes, "It's been a lot, isn't it? I'm not sure I like it." And they look at the guardian and goes, "It's a bit bleak." They all start making like frowning faces. Yeah, head inside, then go.
Thank you.
as you walk through, there's you recognize the barracks. It's old, shabby. The all the desks are worn on the top, and nothing much has changed since your childhood. It looks like all of the stuff is exactly the same, just dustier and more broken down and repaired and broken down and repaired, with generations of mending on literally everything, including the cracks in the walls and the breaks on the desks and the floors. And you go through, directed towards where Officer Tom is, and you find him sipping a cup of Baygate tea. And he looks at you and he goes, "Is that John? Hey, mate. I hope you're not being brought in."
Not at all. Hello, Tom, old friends. How have you been?
Well, I mean, your uniform's quite fancy, isn't it?
Does seem to fit you well. And
Right, eh?
how's the blue coat life been treating you?
I was shit, but could be worse. I'm not out in the frontier. At least I'm stationed here.
True. Sure, it's nice to hold some authority.
I mean, I've been trying to make detective, mate, and I have not been having the best time of it. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Perhaps we can help each other then.
How's that?
So, here in town visiting, and I've spoken with Mom, and she said that one of her friends has gone missing, Miss Hazel. She said that,
His eyes widen as you say this.
well,
Yeah, well,
we aim to find her.
that's been my job actually. I've been put on that one.
So I've heard.
We so we haven't seen her for a couple of days now. She went missing Tide's night, right? But and he shakes his head and he looks at you. The trail's gone cold.
Have you questioned Tholomir?
Right, we questioned Mr. Tholomir. He didn't know nothing, said he never got to her that night. She never got to him that night.
What's he look like?
Prim, proper fellow. Short crop hair. So, kind of olive complexion.
But he would be the prime suspect, wouldn't he? As he's the one that sent for her on Tide's Day Eve.
I mean, may I guess, but my troop was guarding the bridge that night. We never saw her.
Really?
Let me do an insight check on that.
Yeah, so am I.
Please do.
Went from an 18 to a 4. That's 11 total.
Ooh, 17 total.
17 total. So you get the vibe that maybe he never saw her. It's uncertain. Eddie, you get the vibe that he definitely didn't see her. In fact, maybe they tried not to see her.
John got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
He's very suspicious, and what he said isn't directly a lie. He's skirting the truth very successfully, like very, very poignantly.
Okay.
The same thing that I said to Ed. You get the feeling that maybe the reason that they didn't see it is because they turned a blind eye.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of lean in and I do this. I was like, my good man, your colleagues have said that others has been missing. Are they all going to the same district as Mr. Tholomew?
Now listen, all them disappearances just been rumors, right? There's been a couple folk been missing, but nothing that can't be explained. You know, folk falling in the canal, folk getting drunk.
And you're saying your men, they were at the bridge the entire night?
My watch was to midnight. She was supposed to pass before the lockdown hour, so should have seen her.
She never made it to the merchant quarter then, by your account.
That's what I'm telling you. Listen, curfew's at 8 o'clock. She'd been passing through. My men would have seen her.
I'm gonna subtly cast Detect Thoughts.
What's the DC on my save? And is it
18.
it's wisdom or
Yeah.
wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
And Nick, if this is
That's a fail.
Nice.
Sorry, Eddie.
If this is like if we're in an enclosed environment with a door, I'm gonna like close the door so that we're super private and no one else.
You're not exactly in an enclosed environment. It's more of like an open room with a couple of desks and tables, and there's people walking around. There's witnesses giving statements. It's it's
okay.
kind of like the bullpen of a thing. But you guys are talking somewhat subtly behind, at his desk in the corner, sort of thing, right? It's not super loud.
Yeah, you know what?
But
I'm gonna.
John did subtly cast it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm gonna position my chair in a way where I'm trying to create space between the three of us, and I'm gonna cover Thom from the rest of the view of the rest of the floor. Obscure it so it doesn't look like he's frozen in place.
John, in his mind, you see a dark night. You see the same mist that you remember coming up from the canal. Is it mist or fog? Fog. Coming up from the canals that you remember from your childhood. The humid smog that rises up off the city after the long day of work is done. And the sun sets, maybe 6:30, 7:30, rolls around, 8:30. And the figure comes. And under a hooded cloak, money is exchanged between one of Tom's, the one of the people in Tom's patrol. The money changes hands. They walk off the bridge. They stand. They chat about the weather in the fog with this individual for a minute. And a minute later, they walk back to the bridge. That's it. The only memory that you see as any deviation of this is a quick-moving boat, faster than any of the canal boats that you've seen, especially the rowing ones, and faster than any of the long boats on the canal. Seem to be moving away at a fast pace. That's all you see inside the head. A second later, you see the sergeant, Tom Sergeant, saying, well, you created it. It's your responsibility now. And handing him a small pouch of gold.
The speeding boat.
And then the rest of the surface thoughts are, shit. I hope he doesn't catch on to me.
The speeding boat, was it heading in a particular direction?
Let me double check. It seemed to be heading east on the East Canal.
Okay.
Did I send you guys this map? I had this map photocopied, but I don't think I sent it to you. Oh wait, there's a reason I didn't send it to you. Sorry, never mind. I have to fix something before I send it to you. I don't want to spoil anything. Sorry.
Yeah.
I need to fix like 2 things, then I can send it to you. My bad.
So John would lean in and he would whisper, saying, "Look, Tom, I know in good faith that for a fact you and the boys, you stepped away from your post for but a moment last night. That someone came through.
It was 2 nights ago. Sorry.
He would say on that evening, and that you guys stepped away from your post for but a moment. Look, I know how all this works. It's just I really want to find Mom's friend. He's been through enough. If we could rescue Miss Hazel, this would mean a lot to me. I'd owe you one. And rest assured,
Now
anything
listen.
that you tell me remains between us."
Right. Now listen, mate. I wish I had more. I just know that someone paid me a pretty penny to step away for that minute. Someone paid my boss enough that he could give me a cut to ask questions and not come up with any answers. Yeah.
All right then. So I guess he looks to the other two and he says, "So I guess it's probably a definite that she did make it into the merchant quarters last night. Little else to do than to ask the merchant himself." Yeah, looks at
Well, we
Tom
could
and
ask
what was that?
Tom. Who do you answer to?
Sergeant Jeffries.
All right. And while they're having that conversation, um, Saul would be like actively looking around for a like paper that he's left out on the desk, any notes like that.
Investigation check, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Specifically, what I would really like to be able to see is maybe a map of the city with like marks where each person disappeared or something like that.
Understood.
Yeah, investigation check. Yes, for whatever
You
reason.
look around the bustling room. There are people giving witness statements. There are women crying to bluecoats. There are men shouting angrily at the cops for not doing enough. There seems to be a bunch of hustle and bustle and paperwork and bureaucracy going on.
Yeah, I got an 11.
You look down at his desk, and while there does seem to be a bunch of paperwork, it seems to be mostly like, his recordings and his statements taken from witnesses, including one Ms. Morello, and what you seem to notice is a lack of anything conclusive in notes. It seems like it's an open file that has been shut.
Okay.
Like all the necessary bureaucracy work has been done. Got the case, taken witness statements, done everything he needs to do. Nothing can be found. Nothing done.
I look at John and say, well, maybe we could talk to Sergeant Jeffries,
Indeed.
since he had a more direct contact with whoever had a vested interest in making sure nobody saw what happened to Miss Hazel.
What you can find on the table is a small map, which I'll let you make a sleight of hand check to steal.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. That is a 25.
I put it in the group chat. If someone else would post it in the Discord, that would be great. So the boat was heading eastward down the East Canal from a bridge that goes between the downs and the merchant quarters. The merchant quarter. Everybody's looking at the map and enjoying it.
Yes.
it's good. Doing really
It's
well.
really good.
Doing well with the maps lately, man. I'm glad that you took more often. Better
I
maps.
wish you were just talking to the mic while you're complimenting me. That would make it better.
Feel like a cartographer. This is great.
Do you know what the best thing about this? This is like one of the first maps that I made.
Yes, actually it is. I remember you gave me this when I was
And you're
getting
deciding if
into
you
the
wanted
group.
to where you wanted your character to be based. True, that's
Yeah.
what I did.
Is he based from like that kind of that outcropping there on the map?
Actually, no.
Which
I'm
one?
not.
The phallic one.
No, Havel is from Baygate. That's what I had to change. Is you guys have dirty minds, and that's why I had to change the map.
What's still there? Still see it.
It's there. It's etched in.
Yeah.
It's permanent history now.
What that is that's a giant spit with a walkway onto the lighthouse. There's a big ass
Yeah, it is.
boulevard that
I-
can have a military parade led down it. Shut up, you bunch of bastards with dick on your mind.
Whoa.
And it's a spit that leads out into the ocean to a giant lighthouse that is military guarded and patrolled. And if you guys try and make jokes about it, the cannon that is based there will shoot your characters. Do you understand?
Okay. I have deflect
See?
missile. That's fine.
See, it spits out something.
Dude, don't tempt the DM gods. Come on.
Does deflect missile work on rocks falling from the sky? So
It does. That's technically a missile.
It's like, don't worry, it'll be a deck save.
It'll be a deck save.
Like, it's okay, I'm good at that too.
Yeah. I'm unstoppable.
Oh,
With that,
God.
I think let's take a 2-minute break. How does
Okay.
that
Yeah.
sound? Because that's enough
Sounds
for
good to
me.
So I'm having.
See you guys in just a second. Excuse me. Saul. I literally said John. No. Havel. No. Wrong character. Saul successfully sneaks this map onto his hand.
Slide in my pocket.
You go.
Where's the Sergeant Jeffries guy? Is he here?
I think he's off today.
Oh yeah. Where does he live then?
Probably somewhere in the East Downs.
Insight check. If he's telling me the truth.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe not. My browser is acting funny and I can't roll.
Doesn't matter. The East Downs is basically along the inner canal, closer towards the trade district, and it's kind of like the nicer part of the Downs. You know, the
Sure.
Downs. Basically, the further south you get in the Downs, the worse it gets. And so the north side, the east side, and the west side, like all along those two canals, is where the decent homes are.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
I want to try and probe his mind again to see if he knows the
Okay.
exact location.
The 18 saved.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, no. I'll just use the same one. I'm not gonna make the roll again.
Okay.
You probe his mind. Seems he does not know the exact location of the sergeant's home, but you can see exactly what the sergeant looks like. Old man, graying beard, salt and pepper hair. Seems that he wears clothes, a size too small for him, or perhaps he's grown fat on the bribes that he's taken.
All right. Well, Tom, been helpful to us. Hopefully, this will lead to something. If we do find Hazel, I'll be sure to spread the word around. Just thanks to your help.
Right, mate. I appreciate it. Let's grab a beer, yeah, when I'm done with my shift, I guess.
Sounds good. Hopefully, we'll have her by then.
Well, it's taken me 2 days. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. And they would head out. And as they step outside, John will look to Saul and says, "So you wanna question the sergeant first?"
Yeah, I reckon I could just ask him questions, or better yet, Havel could ask him questions. I can just be a silent gun in the background, and you just do what you do, and it don't really matter if he talks or not. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I do have a suggestion, John. I suggest that we should change your appearance, especially if you're going to be present. We can't have you tied in with your mom, especially being your hometown and everything. And Jeffrey's going to be here. If things go sideways, I'm afraid that retribution might be taken upon your mom. And we can't have that, can we?
No, you're
So
right.
if you allow me, or if you have the ability, change your appearance a little bit
No, it's
before we.
fine. I can just I can wait outside.
No,
My powers, I can only use them subtly a couple times. It takes a lot out of me to do it like that. Quite a
okay.
headache even. But yes, I can wait outside while you speak to him.
Okay.
Excited then. It'll make it a little bit hard for you to read his mind, though, right?
Yeah, I do kind of need to see him and be within a certain distance. But
Well,
it's okay. Maybe you can find out something without my help. If not, try and lure him somewhere outside in public. Maybe I can duck her into an alley and say the words before I come out and see what he knows.
sure. I tell you what, if he's got a multi-story house, I feel like he's not being cooperative. I'll throw him out the window near you. That was a
Some
joke.
casual defenestration.
Yes, if you could bring him to a window, make him stand next to a window, we could do it like that as well. Just make sure you steer the conversation onto the topic. I need him to be thinking about it for me to know what he knows.
All right, Havel, I think I'll be mostly up to you. I don't know, how badly do we want to get this information from him? Just so I should gauge my expectations. Hello?
Yeah. I
I will take your silent contemplation as acceptance of me doing what needs to be done without anyone complaining about it down the line.
There's gonna be complaining. What you want?
I am going to change my appearance. I'm going to go into my big bottoms facade, change my clothes just a little bit.
Okay.
and we're gonna go look for Jeffries. I tell Saul and John that I think we approach them as another interested party in his doings. And we want I don't know, maybe a cut of it? Or gather information and toss him some cash along his way?
So you might not be.
I take it that you're doing this and talking about all of this while walking in the direction of the East Downs, to where also John kind of recognizes the houses, because the all of the streets and some of the neighborhoods all like bear a similar resemblance, with similar color bricks on the streets and the houses, and similar color houses, and as all these town brick houses all sort of look the same in the construction areas where they were built.
It's New
and
York.
John knows all of them.
It's definitely New York.
Yeah, well,
I know.
You can be anyone, right?
Anyone that I could see, I could like make something up.
Sure, but you're an actor. You could just pretend to be anyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so what we know about this guy is, he's a blue coat. He takes bribes.
Exactly.
Maybe, we just match the MO of whoever this is. Miss Hazel's a prostitute, yeah?
Yes.
So you want to, you have arrived because you would like to open an account with Sergeant Jeffries. You get what I'm saying?
Wait. I don't do. Okay, one, if Jeffries is married and the prostitute shows up.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Calm
okay.
down. Calm down. That's not what I mean. I mean, you want to be.
That's what it sounded like.
You settle down, everybody. No, you represent Lord Duke such and such, and he wants to make sure that he can get through this certain section of town without any trouble. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, but how does that help us find Hazel?
Because then we can start asking him about, well, have you done this before? Like, have you actually done this before? We've heard you have, but we would like, references. We have lots of money. And like I said, it doesn't matter if he tells us or not, just as long as you're close enough by to where he's thinking about it, right?
Yeah. I suppose.
Okay.
But I mean, if you could get the answer out of him conventionally, that's good too.
Well, yeah, obviously, I would love to do it without your help. It would make me feel pretty good about myself. But
yeah, that's what.
Well,
there's a woman's life on the line, so I'm trying not to be too greedy.
That's good on you. But
that's why. That's why
yeah.
I want you present, John. It'll be easier if you're present and not as John, maybe perhaps someone else.
John, I could dip you in a mud puddle somewhere around here, make you a new man.
Not how my powers work, Pavel. Not like you. I can't make myself look like other people.
He's got his makeup.
Oh, I'm a performer, John. I could make you look like anybody else you want. And I've been doing it for quite some time.
Make him fat like you made me fat.
Fine, but look, can't mess with the hair.
We have to mess with the hair. It's your signature look. We have to change it.
No,
I think we're gonna have to shave it all off.
No,
fat chance.
I take John to a discreet location, and I pull out my makeup kit. I pull out a skull cap. It's like, look, John, I put it on. I was like, are you gonna allow me to do my magic on you?
I'll stand guard.
I'll suffer this, but only for the good of the colony.
I'll stand guard at the alleyway, make sure nobody interrupts this.
I put a skull cap on him so he looks bald, hiding his green hair. I'll changes a little bit of his
For the sake of flow,
Yeah.
flow, while you're doing this, I'll give you a choice. You can either roll a deception check.
Uh-huh.
No, I think a deception check is the one. Yeah. Or yeah, no, like what's the thing to roll disguise kit? It's a deception check plus your thing, right?
I think it's just proficiency in D20 for disguise
Yeah.
kit. I'll do deception.
Well, plus
What?
one of the ability scores, right?
One of the ability scores, right? Yeah.
Dex or charisma. All right.
I would say more dex, but I'm not sure actually.
All right.
Yeah, maybe Dex, because of like fine movements for the small details, right?
Something like that. What was your deception check? And then give me your description, please, while you're rolling it.
Definitely a skull cap. Taking away John's hair, because that's just like Saul said. That's a signature thing. Green hair, I doubt it's anywhere else in this entire map. Maybe make one cheekbone, more protruding cheekbones. Give him a little bit of a chicken thing around here.
So he comes out
chin.
actually looking like a troll doll, basically.
A bald troll.
Gotcha.
And
He's beautiful.
and his nose is protruding a lot more, kind of like a witch's nose.
This is
Beautiful.
a market improvement.
I look hideous.
No, you look great. Look way better than you normally do.
So John
And
he takes out a small mirror and he looks at himself and he's like, so this is what it must be like to be ugly. Feel bad for you, Saul.
Like,
Yeah. I feel pretty bad too.
I rolled a deception check and it's a 14.
That'll do. John looks different.
All right. John, you can stay quiet and just listen in. I can't change your voice. That's on you. You're going to be my financial advisor.
Financial advisor. He'd have to start talking if he does that. Have him be your apprentice, a rube.
I could also just be whispering to him my financial advice.
Sure.
Financial advice. Oh, to say my advisor. And Saul, you're just my muscle.
I'm not gonna say a goddamn thing.
That'll be very helpful.
All right.
And once everything's done, we'll start looking for Jeffrey's house.
I know what he looks like. It's his day off. He might be in one of the bars. He can poke around.
Yeah, we'll look for a bar that's around the area. The Down East district?
No, the Downs.
The what district?
The Down district.
You're in the Downs.
Yep.
They said it was in the East Downs. You guys turn a corner down Gold Digger Lane. And on Gold Digger Lane, you notice that the houses grow slightly larger. They seem to be made of slightly better quality bricks with nice pillars and decent windows, decent little gardens out the front, and the whole neighborhood seems to be slight little improvement on the rest of the dons that you've seen. Everything is still made in the same, repetitive style. You can make your way to the house that John saw in his head. If you'd like to look at one of the bars, John knows that there is, in fact, a bar just around the corner from here, along the waterside. It's called the Canal Cavity, and it's not exactly a shady bar. It's one of the trader bars, but it's also kind of one of the upside bars.
Nice. You would go inside, and John would look around and see if he sees the sergeant in there.
You enter the Canal Cavity, and you see a bunch of traders. You actually see a table of two bluecoats drinking beers in their full uniform. You see some people. You see a couple of women that John recognizes from the Mad Madam's house. Some of his mother's friends, as well as some of his friends along his own age, seemingly pursuing the same career. You don't notice the sergeant immediately.
Hey, John would lean over and whisper to Havel and say, "Hey, maybe one of those blue coats there. I know where he lives. Tell him you have some business for the sergeant."
I go to the bluecoats and I say, it's good to know that the establishment is well protected by the honorable bluecoats. Gentlemen, if you allow me, I'd like to buy you a round.
They look at each other, they nod at you, and one of them goes, "What do you want?"
Oh no, nothing at all. I'm just showing my appreciation for the services of your kind. Bartender, a round for these fine gentlemen. Top shelf.
Now listen here, Southern Sunny. They no need to be quick or slick with me. Just tell me what you want. Yeah, we cool.
Oh, I'm just looking for Sergeant Jeffries.
He looks over at his friend, looks over at you, takes a long sip of his drink. Takes the new drink that you've just bought and says,
Is it top
"He's
shelf?
off today." It's whatever you ordered. If you want it to be top shelf, then yes, absolutely.
Definitely top shelf.
He looks at the drink, sniffing it, swirling it around. Sergeant's off today. Someone else is in charge, yeah?
Oh, my business is personally with Sergeant Jeffries. Do you know where I might find him?
This is good stuff. What's that information worth to you?
Oh, it's a private business matter with Sergeant Jeffries.
He swirls your drink around in his mouth. Now, as a private businessman, I assume you got some cool cash sitting around then.
I pocketed a couple coins to cover the thing, to cover the hit on the drink and the tip for the bartender, and I slowly dropped the coins. I was like, I can, but I'm a man of my word. Tell me where I could find Sergeant Jeffries.
All right, Cap, you ain't playing hard. Maybe we should do this somewhere more private. Follow me. And they walk seemingly to the back of the bar, where it looks like there's a bunch of benches sitting against the wall, right next to the kitchen. As he walks there, walks past the door, and you guys sort of step around the corner. How much is in the bag? And What do you want to know? Where the sergeant is? It's kind of an open secret, but I got the feeling you're looking for more, huh?
And there's two of them here, right?
Yeah. They both came with you. If
Okay.
the others would like to follow along,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
going to
yeah,
need
we would.
checks from
Saul's
both of
his
you.
bodyguard.
Yep. And I'll pull out 5 coins, five gold.
They were specifically trying to step away from you two.
Okay. Well, then if
Nope.
they're trying to stay
One of
away,
them will go with Havel. Now desires this bigger bottoms. The other one will stand with you two as they go around the corner and like put his hand up, basically.
And
Uh, John would say, "Stay with the boss."
all right, I'll try to move past the guy then.
He'll put his hand on your shoulder.
How many people are in here?
It's not completely full, but it's crowded. It's loud.
Other blue coats?
These seem to be the only 2 blue coats in the establishment.
Okay. Yeah. So, I guess my follow-up question, I don't hold this up too long, is the guy that Havel's talking to, is he like around the corner where this guy can't see him? Okay.
That's the point. They're trying to like be a little bit more secretive, you know.
Sure. I'm gonna say to him, I go where my employer goes.
I'm gonna have you roll me a deception check.
Sure. It's gonna go bad.
I'm okay with that.
All right, 1 second. Deception.
You ain't got a second. Hurry up.
I'm trying, man. Ooh.
Snap to it, my guy. What are you doing?
That's a nat 1 for a 0.
That's a nat 1 for a total 0.
Yeah.
The guy looks at you and he goes, "You're gonna stay here."
Okay. In that case, I would like to do a maneuver. There's no mechanical maneuver for it, but basically it's the thing where you take their hand and you just put the pressure point on, you know, to where like he's just completely in my control.
Sounds like a grapple check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're a monk. Just give me a grapple check. You can pretend it's some crazy monk shit and flavor it however you want.
Sure. I don't normally mess with grapples, even as a monk. What would that be?
Athletics.
Just athletics? Could I do acrobatics?
That's gonna suck. No.
Okay.
Are we still present when this is all happening?
All right, so that is a 2 with a minus
You
1.
and the blue coat are walking around
One.
the corner.
An
Or one
unnatural
total.
1.
You grab his hand and he sort of slaps it out the way. Slaps yours out the way and he goes, "I don't think this is going down. It's going south." He says to his friend as him and Havel try to walk around the corner.
Boss, are you okay?
I was like, I don't see why. Is there any commotion?
Well, they're putting themselves in between us and you. But if you want, we can stand here.
I was like, any particular reason why you're trying to isolate me?
He looks you up and down. When you're making love to your mistress. Sorry, that's totally the wrong accent, isn't it? I was going for the other one. My bad. Give me a second to get that one back. Listen, when you're with your chickie, right? You don't want your mate watching, so we can tell your missus. You get me?
I assure you, a man of my stature knows who to trust and not to trust. Those two gentlemen, I trust. You.
Deception check. Continue, please. Don't stop saying what you're saying. Just roll it while you're doing it.
27. Now, if you do not want to conduct business, not only you will not get this modest take for yourself and your companion, or maybe your chickie. Perhaps when I discuss my matters with Sergeant Jeffries, I should report you for, let's say, tampering with his business between me and Sergeant Jeffries. Would you like that?
Obstruction of
Sergeant
justice.
Jeffries- Yes.
He looks at you for a second, holding your glance, holding your eyes. Then he looks up at his companion. He goes, "It's cool. It's cool. It's cool." Nods his head
Good.
and lets Saul through. The other blue coat stands there, looking over his shoulder, like, "You guys can proceed."
All right.
You hand him the bag. He counts the gold.
And it's like, now, I do not have time for this. Time is precious to me. As precious as the gold that you have in your hand. Where is Jeffries?
All right, bub. I got you. I got you. He's where his standings. He says he's here drinking to his wife, but actually he's at the Mad Madam's house, getting down. You dig? And he'll be there. Probably with Mindy, but who knows what his flavor of the week is? He's a creepy old kook.
Is that me? Such as it is, I appreciate that. Now, you and your chickie have some fun. If you want, you have enough money to get the both of you could get a private room. Good night. And I look at Saul. Like, we go.
I wouldn't disturb the boss though. You dig? He's sensitive about his days off.
I ignore him. I just walk out and I look at John and it's like,
John nods to
let's
him
go.
and follows him.
And as soon as we get into with a far distance, I told John, it's like, what is the Madam's house?
Yeah, John knows this.
I know
place
John
to
knows
be.
where the Madam's house is.
Is that where Mom works? Or is she just like a freelancer?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not where that's where your mother sometimes works, but it's more importantly where the Mad Madam operates out of. And even when your mother is on freelance work, if she ever needs help, the Mad Madam is who she calls.
Nice. Alright, yeah, we would head there.
Who's this Mad Madam, John? Is this someone that we should be careful around with a name like the Mad Madam?
Well, she's only mad if you hurt any of her girls. I reckon she'll be inclined to help us find Hazel.
That's lovely. Havel, you can look like anyone you like, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You should pose as a beautiful young lady
Do that.
I
to lure the captain. The sergeant, I mean.
I need a dress.
I think you do better without a dress.
I
Oh,
don't.
God.
Okay, I need to know. Can it change?
By Taylor.
Can the changing really change like that appearance? Really?
Dude, listen. As far as I'm concerned, your changeling is the one race in D&D that can definitely be a they them for your pronouns, because
Okay.
I'm sure it doesn't. I don't think it matters. I think changelings are I don't think they are. I think like species wise, they're like gender neutral, right? They're like amorphous sort of thing,
Yes.
right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of how
All
change
right.
things work.
All right. For the sake. All right.
We have to save Hazel.
I was like, John, not for nothing. I'm all for saving the people and risking life and limb, but I'm not changing my center limb to go in any. It's an Audi.
Okay. Maybe
But
he's into that though. We don't know.
Oh gosh,
I
can
highly
we move
doubt
on
you.
from this topic? Let's just get to work.
It's a brave
please.
new world. All right,
I
fair enough. We'll go in
It's
guns
making
blazing
even
like I
me
wanted to from the
uncomfortable.
very beginning.
We'll go to
I
the
think it's better
Madam's
if you
house.
just keep up the Bottoms identity, Havel.
Agreed.
Just
Agreed.
make it seem like perhaps you would like his help.
Yes, that was the game plan. I was trying to isolate him and grab a drink with him at perhaps at a bar or something, and to talk business.
Good. So once we get there and we isolate him, what kind of questions do you intend to ask for him? I imagine he might not rightly know where the girls are being taken, and if he does, I don't know if there's any way to get him to admit it, even with my powers.
No,
Well, I think the way to go about it is to make him think that you want to hire his services, right?
Yeah,
That's probably the
but how
best way.
does that show us where Hazel is?
I think we need to find out the
Because-
contact. Who the
Because
contact is, and
you're muted, my guy.
Guys, I'm practicing an accent. I'm using myself on purpose.
Okay. No, no. The way that would help is if you go in with that understanding, then he'll be in the right mindset, and then we could ask him, "Hey, before we go any further with this, we need to know that you've done this before. We've heard you've done it before, but we need references." And then from there, you can pick the references right out of his head, or he could just tell us. I don't know. Maybe he's stupid.
You guys find yourself at one of these same brick buildings, though you notice it to be rather distinct from the others. Inside the windows, dark velvet crimson curtains. Lights seem to emanate from the inside, and you hear the faint sound of music. Seems to be a slow, swinging, upbeat tempo with horned instruments playing. You guys
we
know
go
what you're
in.
going to do? You know what the plan is?
Yeah, we are going to go and start scanning the room and start looking for Sergeant Jeffries.
Okay, John, are you still disguised?
Yeah.
You haven't. Okay. You guys make your way inside. It's a seedy, smoky lounge. Red furniture. Dark wood tables. Cheap, expensive looking glasses. Wine being poured. Giggling girls. John recognizes a familiar figure. You guys see about a 190, 6'4" orcish woman. Tattoos up her arm and the side of her neck and face, smiling with a big buck-tooth grin, black dreadlocks down her back. New customers, how can I help you?
I was like, good day. Oh, good night. Oh, sorry. Good evening.
It's afternoon.
Oh, the good afternoon. We're new to the city, and we heard that this establishment is one of the best in town. And right now, we just got in, and we would like to decompress. If you'll allow us, we just want to sit down, grab a drink, and perhaps take in some services. Would that be fine?
But of course, my lord. Can I ask what your persuasions are? Which one of my girls can serve you?
You know what? We'll take a look around the sites for the time being, but that drink will be enough for now.
But of course, I'll have someone send it over. Make yourselves at home. Mi casa es tu casa.
I bow towards the orc lady. And it's like, thank you. We start walking around. Do we see Jeffries anywhere?
You guys walk through the smoky, seedy air. Smell of incense in the air. John doesn't see the same face anywhere. Just a bunch of girls and older women and some clients sitting out in the open. Many more seemingly behind closed doors. But the sergeant isn't immediately visible.
Perhaps I can speak with the madam.
Yeah, do that. And if she's not willing to help out, I could probably just scout the place out if you want.
Sure. Hold on. I think I might know where she is. And John would head to wherever the madam might be, in her office or in her private chambers.
Mm-hmm. You can find the madam, the same large orcish woman that you'd just spoken to, now sitting behind the bar.
Oh, that's her? Oh,
Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend. How can I be of service to you?
hello, madam. He says. He lowers his glasses, showing his green eyes with a soft green glow to them. And he says, "Been a while, madam. It's me, John. I am in disguise. Listen, sorry to be doing this so strangely, but I'm here as a favor to my mom. We're looking for Hazel, trying to find her. And it's come to our attention that the sergeant might know a thing or two about her disappearance, as he seems to have some kind of minor involvement in it. So we need a moment alone with him in order to find out more of what he knows. We can return Hazel to where she belongs."
She gives you a long, knowing look and she goes, "Little Johnny, you want to find my girl? I can help you with that. So, you think the sergeant might know that cazzo? I can get you there. Let me, he's with his favorite Mindy. Let's do this. You're with your friends? That's who those two are?
Indeed. We're in it together.
Come, I take you there." As she's walking, she says, "Can you believe that bastard tried to bribe me? I took his money, but I'm going to find our girl.
Okay.
She takes you
Definitely
guys
believe it, given his
upstairs.
uniform.
She takes you guys upstairs, leads you down another one of these hallways. You hear some lewd noises as you make your way there. And then she finally makes her way to a doorway, taking out a large circle of keys. Dink, dink, dink. Shoves it in the door, unlocks the door, bashes it open. Time's up, fucker. Take what you want from him. Mindy, you're coming with me. The little girl. John, you recognize her. She's the same age as you, if not maybe slightly younger. And she wraps the blanket around herself, running out of the room as quickly as she can. As you see the old sergeant sit up and... What's that?
I walk in and it's like I look at the man. I'm like, thank you very much. Ah, Sergeant, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
John would close the door behind them and then flank Pavel as he speaks to him.
Well, I guess the pleasure's all yours.
So I'll lean against like the armoire or the dresser and make a show of looking at his gun and taking it apart, checking the cartridge, reloading it.
Now, what's all of this about?
Oh, it's business matter. I am from the colony city, and I am looking to expand my enterprises. And there's no other better city than Baygate to start. Yes?
You didn't think it could be a better time?
Oh, Sergeant Jeffries, you're a very hard man to get alone time with. So
He shifts his blanket on the bed and like pulls himself up and he goes, yeah, clearly.
yes, we are in the business to. What was the name of the quarter with that Hazel was trying to get into before she disappeared?
Merchant quarter.
The merchant quarters, and
being taken by Theranir, I think it was.
yeah, Theranir was the contact person.
Thalamir.
Thalamir. And Hazel. Oh no, I'm not mentioning any names. And it's like, Sergeant, I'm planning to do some business near the merchant's quarters and probably in the adjacent quarters. And there has been a rash of disappearances. And my sources say that you're the one that's leading this investigation.
I don't know what you heard. I know what you just. He sort of looks at you.
I kind of huff and like roll my eyes, and I say, Sergeant Jeffries, a man of my stature does not come to wealth without knowing as much as I do. You should know that I know everything.
Right,
Everything.
right. Okay, right. What do you want?
I need reassurances that I could operate safely here without my subordinates being captured or kidnapped or whatnot. I need to know at least who you're dealing with, so I know if something goes wrong, I know who to talk to.
He looks around at you, and then he looks over at Saul, and he looks over at you, and he looks over at Saul. He goes,
I'm not going to mention
now,
your name.
are you going to procure these? You're going to rightfully pay for what you're asking for, or is this some sort of threat?
Oh,
He says, looking
What?
over at Saul, looking at Saul's gun.
what price do you want to pay?
Saul
Well,
holsters the gun and takes out his Bowie knife instead and is looking at the Bowie knife. Kind of breathes on it,
And
brushes it on the lapel of his coat,
I take out
starts
a
doing
pouch
knife
of,
tricks.
I take out a pouch of gold. It's like, well, I have one way to pay, and I jiggle my pouch, or my associate could pay, and I point to Saul. It's like, which method would you like payment in?
Looks between both of you. Give me an intimidation check, please.
Absolutely.
He looks up at Saul. I don't think this is a business proposition.
28 max.
Nice. Natural 20 plus 8. That's rough. He looks at you. He looks at Saul. He looks at you. He looks at Saul's knife. He looks at you. Now, I don't think this is a business proposition, is it?
You're the sergeant. You could dictate whatever you want. And I just smile. I smile grinly, slightly.
I can't give away my other clients. You understand? It's a professional courtesy.
Look,
And you can expect the same professional courtesy.
right.
So Saul starts like popping his neck, kind of loosening up,
I put my hand towards
advancing on
Saul.
the bed.
I say, calm down, calm down. We're getting there. We're getting there. Relax.
John would
Okay.
put a hand upon Havel's shoulder, and he would step forward, look to the sergeant, and breathe in deep before he takes a stance and begins waving his hands. And he speaks some strange words and casts Detect Thoughts. And then he looks to Havel and nods to him again, and then steps back. And
Wisdom 16 or 18?
18.
18, he fails.
Nice.
As you look into his mind, you see fear, see uncertainty. He's confused, doesn't understand exactly what's going on. But you do see a bunch of shady deals. You see him taking money from many characters in the Downs, including the Madam. And then you see him giving the money back to the Madam. Twofold. You see him taking money from gangsters, from racketeers, from thieves, from some of his own men, as if he's skimming a bit off the top. It seems you're going to either have to specifically look for what you're looking for, or maybe push deeper.
It's like, and then I go to him like, so who's
John would using his telepathy, he would tell Havel telepathically and say, bring up Hazel's name.
and I go to Sergeant Jeffries. That's like, there was a young lady, and the name was Hazel, I believe, or Walnut Hazel. And sometimes I'm confused with the name, but yeah, I believe it was Hazel. She was, I guess, on a job going to visit someone in the merchant's quarters, and she disappeared that not too long ago. What happened to her?
John hears in the brain, God, this job, that money has been more trouble than it's worth. And then he sees in his mind a olive-skinned high elf handing over a bag of money. Hazel, she might have fallen in the canal. He's clearly lying.
It's like, Now, Sergeant. I believe you're not telling me the full story here.
John would
Tell
telepathically
me.
tell Havel the merchant paid him off.
I tilt my head.
Now, my
Sergeant.
friend. I think it would be better for all of us if we all just accept that the old hooker fell in the canal. Yeah?
I believe it's like, oh, Sergeant, I believe you're owed a second payment. And I look at Saul. Saul, can you prepare your payment?
Saul will look between John and Havel, a little surprised, and seems to be waiting for verification from John.
John would look to him and just like shrug.
Okay. I'll just throw my knife into his shoulder, pinning him into like the headstand of the bed.
Okay, make an attack roll, please. Yeah, sure, go for it.
If my browser will work. I need to figure out what's going on with my browser, y'all. Okay, so I'll just do short sword. That is a 25.
And into the bed, you can roll your damage for that as well. As he starts screaming out in pain.
Now, I do want to say, like,
why would you do
I
that?
do want to say, it's like a very smooth motion. Like he launches it into his shoulder, and as soon as his mouth opens to scream, like Saul is on him, like covering his mouth, and has his gun out, like up on the guy.
Sleight of hand to cover his mouth that
Absolutely.
quickly. Let's see how much noise there's made.
That's a 9, so not great.
As the scream definitely gets out somewhat.
Wait, hold on. I think I could give him bardic inspiration.
Hell yeah, I'll take it.
I would say that's after the roll, hey?
Yeah.
I don't want to be a dick. I'm a very nice DM.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a bit late. That's a
That's
bit
okay.
late.
No, I'll take my L's, man. I've been rolling bad today, so.
Well, you do have inspiration.
Yeah, you have like 6 inspirations stacked up. Don't lie.
Yeah.
No, I've been using it up every time.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I use it every session
Ah.
for the most part.
That doesn't matter. He's uncomfortable, screaming, but you have pinned his mouth.
Okay. And I
He's
look to
wondering what
Havel
the
to let
fuck
him
is wrong
keep,
with you.
to let him keep
Because
talking.
you guys all also know this is now escalated to assault on an officer.
That's fine.
And I say, Sergeant, you must. I think you should just tell us at least where we could find him. Your name will never be mentioned because we understand discreetness. Because
Listen. Okay. This is escalation. Way too far. He's like grabbing his shoulder. Way too far, and he tries to like bite Saul's hand a little bit. Like, way too far.
I'm gonna stunning strike him if that motherfucker tries to bite me. That's unacceptable.
No, he definitely tries to bite you.
I'm gonna stunning strike him, and hopefully that'll kind of.
Please roll your attack, and I'll roll my save.
Okay.
Please describe how you stunning strike him while you roll.
That's 26.
Use the time for the thing to kick in for you guys to describe what the roll is actually doing and how it looks like.
Sure. He while the guy is like trying to do like, you know, he's like kind of starting to panic. I think that Saul just does like an open palm strike on his forehead. Kind of like he did to Saul to snap him out of it earlier.
You are Saul.
Or not Saul, John.
Nice
just
biblical names.
Just to kind of dumbfound him.
Okay.
And that is a total of 5 damage, and then the DC on that is 15.
I actually realized I'd already rolled that. So the second roll doesn't mean anything. For 6 seconds, the sergeant.
Yeah, Havel, whatever you need to say to him, say it quick.
I was like, Sergeant, all I need to know is where can we find this person? And that's it. Whether it's Hazel herself or the person that is taking Hazel. That's all I want to know. And that's it. And we'll be done.
No, listen here. I know that old Alvin bastard sold the wench, but I don't know who the buyer is. I just know that we're supposed to keep quiet.
And who's the one that's been paying you for Hazel? Where can we find him?
He looks around at you. It's that Tholomir Trading Company, whatever it's called.
Saul looks pleased by this answer and pulls the Bowie knife out of the guy's shoulder and administers
Spurt of blood follows, and he
administers first aid as detached as possible. It's mostly like wrapping his arm up in like a bed sheet.
Oh yeah. By the way, this guy is looking unhealthy. He's looking weak. He's looking bloody after that.
I got a 14 on my medicine. 14 on my medicine check to stabilize him, just to get the blood to stop.
Yeah, you can stop the bleeding.
Okay.
And I go into my coin pouch and I pull out another 5 gold. And it's like, as promised. And I put the 5 gold on the wound that Saul did. It's like, that should patch you up very finely. Gentlemen, I believe our business has concluded. Good day.
It's not worth the apothecary's bills, he says to you with the 5 gold. 5 gold is not a big enough bribe for him, and I feel like you guys would know 5 gold isn't a substantial enough bribe.
Okay. I'll bump it up. I'll bump it up to, what will be, 15, 20?
It's more reasonable, yeah.
All right, 15, 20, it is.
A little bit of chinko gold.
John would put a hand up to Havel, and he would put a hand into his pocket, and he would put out another bag of gold and set it upon the table next to the wounded, naked sergeant, and it's 50 coins.
That's more like it.
And then he would telepathically say into the sergeant's mind, and he would say, "Keep this incident to yourself. We will come questions once more."
The last glimpses of your detect thoughts into his mind. Just fear for his own life. Been a long time since he's been threatened like this.
Nice. Yeah, so we make our way out.
It's late afternoon. Where are you guys heading?
As soon as we get out, we're changing disguises. John is John. I'm Havel again with my mask. And Saul is Saul.
Yeah, Saul's Saul. I'm gonna own this.
Yeah.
This is ordained by the party, so I don't feel bad.
No, but honestly, there's only two people that I don't worry about so much is Saul and Aslan. Everybody else I kind of worry about. No, because Saul and Aslan can take care of themselves.
I can just turn into a bat and fly away.
See, there you go. I don't worry about Saul.
Do we know?
I don't worry about nothing.
Do we know where Thormir lives?
It seems he lives in the merchant quarters. from the information that you guys have gleaned, it seems he lives in the merchant quarters, and it seems that Tholomir Trading and Co. is based in the trade district.
All right, there we go.
But usually the merchants, do they live in the merchant quarters?
So it's yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So
Yes.
John would
Yes
say
is the short answer. There's a longer answer to that, but I don't think you guys care for it right now.
yeah, John would say, all right. So although the merchant might live in the merchant quarters, this company is likely based within the trade district. And when I looked into Tom's mind, I saw that when they stepped away from the canal that leads from the downs to the merchant quarters, a boat sped down the east canal towards the trade district. Perhaps he's hiding her within the company warehouse to be sold off. I think we should break in there, and that's likely where we might find her. What do you think?
Okay.
It's either that or we go and question him personally within his own home. But I imagine outside of business hours, wherever his business place is, it's likely to be lightly guarded. Maybe.
Yeah, sounds fair to me.
All right.
I say that we check out the area that you just mentioned where they might be holding her.
Yes, at Tholomir Enterprises. But we should
Yeah.
hurry, or curfew is set. We get asked questions at every bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. I think John would still keep his disguise, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair, that'd be fair enough. And then, if that's the case, I am going to go stay as. All right. When. Shit, I should have
That's
done it
reasonable.
before. And I'll stay as Biggle Bottoms.
Okay. You guys can make your way crossing the bridge towards the trade district. As you walk along the streets and the spires and the paths, you notice a sign with that same symbol, the old THY.
Nice.
Seems to be, some sort of storefront and a warehouse out back. Seems pretty uninspiring.
John would guide them into an alleyway, and then he would say, "How about we climb up and keep an eye on the place until it becomes darker. Then once it's nighttime, we can go inside and take a look."
Sounds
Fair
good to me.
enough.
All right.
You're calling the shots, John.
All right. Help me up. As he tries to climb up a wall and get on top of a house, or not a house, a building in front of Tholomir Enterprises, like across the street.
Yeah, I think Saul will just scurry up the wall next to him and then throw a rope down.
Yeah, after that, with the rope, can you guys all please make me a stealth check?
Sure.
If there wasn't a rope, dexterity might have been in order, but it'll take you some time to climb up. It's just about how quietly and quickly you do it, right?
What kind of check you want?
Stealth, please. You everybody can climb up the rope. None of you guys are unfit or anything like that. So
I got
it's
a
about how
25.
quietly and how sleekly you can do it.
I got a 25 on the stealth check.
I got a 7, but then I
Good to
used
know.
an inspiration to reroll, and I got a 13.
I got a 21.
Better. Not bad. You guys can make your way up to the roof. From there, you watch as the sky shifts over Baygate. You notice from the west side of town, a huge smog cloud rises into the sky. And as the late afternoon turns to evening and The sun starts to set. That smog cloud stops rising. It seems to settle over the whole town. And a beautiful orange, red, yellow, pink, purple, almost flaming sunset sets over the entire city. John, you recognize the sunset well. It's the sort of sunset that only occurs in a sky that's full of crap. But it is very pleasing to the eye. Not long after that, you see a tall, close-cropped hair, high elven figure walk out of the shop. Seem to say goodbye to someone, sign some last piece of paper, and then, with the guard, only a single one, though seemingly heavily armed and armored, makes his way south, back towards the Downs, in his own home in the Merchant Quarter.
Right.
Would you guys like to watch him leave? John is the only one who recognizes him.
John says,
I would.
that's him.
Oh,
right.
I take a good look at him.
So
You get a good look at him.
Do we follow him? Do we? Do you want me to swoop down there and take them both out? How do you want to go about this?
No, I think we would draw the entire city on us if we did that out here in the street. But
Sure.
now that he's left, I think it's time that we go inside and take a look.
All right.
As soon as it's dark, at least. Is it dark yet? You said it's still sunset, right?
Yeah, you guys can wait another half an hour. Seems that 2 guards leave. The night guards arrive, set up a post.
Yeah, we'll do that. And
One's at the door, one's inside.
yeah, well, John will take a short rest while we're waiting for time to pass.
Of course you will.
Yeah, and then
Of course you will.
yeah, and then once it's dark enough, John would say, "All right, I think it's time." And then he would look to Pavel and place a hand upon his shoulder and say, "Enshotava ne kutsama," and he would cast fly upon the both of them.
Okay.
And
I'll tell you. Oh, go ahead.
when John does that, when I will change my appearance to look like Thalomir.
Nice one.
Excellent. So, how do you want to get in?
Just to describe the building to you, there is the small trade building out the front in like what seems to be a warehouse. And in the back of all of these buildings, there seems to be some sort of courtyard that there's lots of crates and supplies and carriages and wagons and stuff sort of filled into.
Are there any open windows or anything like that for floors?
Seems to be the large open glass window at the front, but it's a complete piece of glass. At the back, you'd have to look around more, but there's at least one door that you notice. No windows.
Let's start with the courtyard. Perhaps there's an entrance we can break in through over there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I could just try to find a way in as a bat and just open the door for you.
Sure. But first, let's all make our way to the courthouse first.
Sure.
John looks to Havel and he says, "Let's go." And then he kicks off the ground and he takes up to the sky. And he flies a little higher to make sure that he's not spotted by any patrolling blue coats before he descends back into the courtyard slowly. I guess I'll do an active perception check to make sure no one's in there as he descends into it.
Please give me a roll. As you guys descend into the now cool night air, John feels the familiar ocean breeze, the slight smell of salt and smog blowing over the city. What did you get?
A 5.
In the courtyard, there's at least 2 guards. You see them standing with a lantern. Seem to be the night guards of the courtyard and of whatever storage yard this is. That's about it. So, did you give me an active investigation for an entrance?
No, you didn't.
Not yet. Okay. No. I just thought you were looking for one. So, if you would like to do that, then you can give me a roll, please.
So I guess upon seeing the guards,
It's an 18.
you just land above the courtyard instead.
You can remain relatively hidden on one of the eaves of the roof. Saul, what you do notice is a chimney. No smoke rising from it.
You see that there? That's a chimney. I don't know if you've ever had one of those. But I think I can squeeze down there as a bat. Just open the front door. Havel already looks like our guy. Look like we're supposed to be there.
All right, do it.
All right. He poofs into a bat and shoots down the chimney.
Flapping of wings. You get inside. What you notice is, what seems to be an office. It's the first thing. This seems to be the chimney that leads directly into sort of the back area of the office. You could fly around a bit. There are a couple of desks that seem to be for clerks and traders. You fly into the front, where you assume the front door will be. You notice the two guards standing there, also with lanterns, seemingly playing a game of cards. They're gambling and seem to be quite angry at each other, yelling some rather loud expletives.
Okay.
The front room seems to have like a bunch of random stuff displayed. Like there's a miniature boat, and like a couple of strange pieces, basically.
Sure. So there's two guards like near the front door. They're arguing.
Yeah, they seem to be sitting behind they seem to be sitting on two small crates at one of the tables, and they've moved over a display that seems to have a one of the longboats that you guys recognize from the canals inside a glass bottle, and they've moved the glass bottle over so they can place two crates on the ground and play cards on the glass bottle's display.
Is there more little knickknacks like that? Like maybe in the next room over?
All over the room.
All over.
So basically, there's. Now I don't have one for this room specifically. Wait, do I? Let me double check. Albay Rodeo. Do I have one for this room specifically? Okay, you guys can look at the Albay Rodeo. If you look at the front room, what you'll notice. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry, guys. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Yeah, so you see the two front rooms?
I see a sky bat that's overlapping a.
Oh yeah, right here. I see it.
Right there. Yep. So there's like the guys are sitting here. This is the back room. All the knickknacks seem to be placed around here, and they're sitting on two things, like playing in the corner over there. I don't know how to get rid of this map here, but I do apologize. I'm trying to right now. I don't know what I did.
And where's the front door? Just so I know.
Where the cart is, it's like in the corner there.
Okay. So in the next room over, I'm going to knock over something as a bat to make a commotion. So they go in there. Hopefully they'll be concerned because they were moving knickknacks around, and they'd be worried that something got broken and they'll be blamed for it. And then I will stealthily move past them to the front door, turn into a person, open the door to let our my intrepid party members into the place. One of them looking like the guards' bosses.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we would fly down to the entrance and then be there.
Easy enough.
Is there anything you need from me for that maneuver?
I'm trying to think about it. It's you're a bat, so it's not even a sleight of hand check, is it? You're just knocking something over.
Yeah.
Give me a deception check to see how well you can make a menace of yourself.
Well, it's not. Well, okay.
What
16?
would you say it is if it's not deception?
Yeah, it's fine. I got a 16. I won't argue with good results.
You knock something over. One of the guards looks over at the other and says,
I think it's another bottle with a ship in it. When I shot. Yeah.
That's on you, mate. That's not my
kinda-
problem. Sorry.
Yeah. I kind of wait for them to rush in, and then I kind of quietly flutter into the other room, front door.
I don't know how I keep doing that, guys. I'm so sorry. This new Albert rodeo is very confusing to me.
That
I
like,
don't like new things. They're
is that like
confusing.
a fog of war thing?
No, it's not the Fog of War. It's another map that I somehow dragged on top of the original map.
I thought you were trying to
don't know.
replicate the sky.
No, I don't. I genuinely don't know how I like put the map on top of the other map, but that's not what I was trying to do. And now it seems like I can't get rid of it because it's a map. Sorry, I really don't know what to do. Anyway, you guys make your way inside. Saul, as a bat with the one guard there, how would you like to unlock the door? Because only one has gone to check what the commotion is.
Oh, only one went? Okay, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Is he looking at the door?
He's not looking at the door specifically. He's like glancing over to see what his colleague is up to.
Yeah, so I'll just very quietly go back to being a person and open the door. And bring them in, make it look like he used his key to get back in.
What?
Okay. You don't have lockpick or anything, right?
No, but I imagine there's a lock on the other side, right? Like I could just unlock it from the inside.
Yeah, but even unlocking it from the inside, it's not like they left the keys in the door, right?
I wasn't sure if it was like one of those. So it's like a key on the other side then.
So it can't be opened from
it's
the
just
inside, even without a key? It's not like a latch door?
There is a latch. You can undo the latch, but it seems that there's actually a lock. And the keys are locked from the inside,
Okay,
but
so
not left in the door handle.
In that case, things would go a little bit differently. I would look to the guard and see if he's got like a key ring or something.
Indeed, he does. With your past perception, you can notice that he does have a large keyring.
Sure.
And it seems that he's taken off his belt and he's in fact hung it on one of the tables that they're sitting at.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I will flutter down to the top of like one of these crates near the door and turn back into Saul where I'm hidden up there. And I'll just take a ball bearing and throw it up against the door across the way to where
where the white thing is, that's where the door is.
Yeah.
Where exactly are you throwing it? Are you throwing it against this door, right?
Yeah. So I'm on this crate here next to the door, and I'm throwing it that door there.
The guard looks towards the door. What the hell was that?
Does he do anything? I'll just wait for him to move. I'll
Yeah,
let the silence. I'll
after
let
a
the
second, he'll
silence get to him.
After a second, he'll sort of stand up and move in that direction, look at the ball bearing, picking it up, and
Okay, yeah, while he's doing that, I scramble down, get the keys, go to the door, unlock it. Super fast.
unlock the door.
Huh?
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand.
Okay, because I know there's a lot of stuff to do, but that's what the plan
Yeah.
is.
Can we get our tokens?
Yeah.
That's a 22.
Hey, good job.
Very
Finally,
nice.
a good roll.
You're able to successfully slip the key into the door. For now, the blue coats will be marked as shields. One is not the blue coats, the guards will be marked as shields. One is inside, not looking at the door. The other one is somewhere on the other side of the door that you guys don't know.
DM. When John and I took a look at the high elf that's walking away, by any chance did I able to catch a couple of his conversations? Like, do I know what he sounds like?
Because I'm nice, I'll let you give me a perception roll.
All right, cool.
But you guys are on the top of the roof. Take that into consideration.
Okay, I am gonna go perception. I'm gonna give myself a bardic inspiration as well. But I won't need it because I rolled another nat, so 22 plus.
Wow, we.
What do you mean 22 plus? Okay, fine. Bard.
Because I rolled nat 20. Because
Yeah,
I'm a bard.
No, I got you. You heard the tail end of a conversation that went a little bit along the lines of this. It was because these bastards are trying to undercut us on the. Yeah. No, but I can't accept this price. You know, it is unacceptable. No.
So he's kind of like French. All right, cool.
He has a typical high elf accent.
Oh, high elves are French. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Canon.
Yes. Not Montreal French, but French.
No, they have a certain je ne sais quoi arrogance about them.
Yes. Thank you, DM. You put the bar very high because I can't do French that well. All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah, do it.
All right. The door opens.
The guard swivels around. Hand on his belt.
It's like, incredible. I got Emi cells as guards. How did this key get in this keyhole when it should be over there and you're not over there? Incredible. I don't know why I sound like Arnold, but incredible.
You do sound like Arnold.
John telepathically tells Havel to tell them to take us to the girl.
And it's like, I don't have time for your incompetence. Take me to the girl now.
That is Arnold, bro. Okay, but just because I gave you a chance, and that was a really bad impression. Give me a deception roll.
I love it though.
Hey man, all a man can do is
He's
try.
doing the best he can. Come
yeah,
on,
bro. What?
Pay for effort, advantage. For effort.
Bro. What? Bro. What? He looks the same. That's why it's a deception roll.
I should have put my bardic inspiration. It's a 13.
Did you add your bardic
13?
inspiration?
You know what?
Yeah, you gotta
He has
call it
bardic
ahead of
inspiration
time.
to spend.
You gotta call it.
Well, he has bardic.
You
No,
gotta
he has
roll it
bardic
every time.
inspiration to spend. He gave himself bardic inspiration earlier.
No, he gave himself bardic inspiration retroactively to hear what the Thalamir was saying like hours ago.
But he said he didn't. But he said he didn't need it actually. So now he can use it.
As far as I understand, the bardic inspiration is only not used up if it fails. If it succeeds, it's used up.
I don't.
That's where I read those rules.
But he didn't roll the DA.
No. That's silvery barbs. That's what silvery barbs.
My bad.
No,
but also your inspiration, doesn't it work something like that?
Yeah, the inspiration is like that.
The bardic inspiration, I could see after my roll, but not knowing the results. So knowing I have a 13, I'm going to use said bardic inspiration, add a D8 to it. Because I don't know, as long as I don't know what the result is of like the out.
Yeah, I mean,
could know the.
But also, what we're saying, if you give the bardic inspiration to someone else, if they fail the roll, then they still keep the bardic inspiration, don't they?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the bardic inspiration roll, if you say I'm going to use it, it's spent. The silvery barbs, is not spent unless you succeed. Understand?
Sure.
Or no?
Okay. Yep.
24 now. Oh no. Yeah, 24. Oh, that could be right. Because
Yeah,
it's a D8. It's 19. Sorry.
What are you talking about, boss?
The girl. Take me to the girl now.
The guard sort of looks around and he looks at whoever else is walking in now. What girl? Boss.
I get to his face. It's like, do you like your job? Huh?
He nods vigorously
And you.
while trying to hide away the cards with one hand.
It's like, do not hide the cards from me. I know you have been playing cards. And you've been playing wrong. That's why you've been losing. Imbecile. Now, if you like your jobs and you want to play cards while getting paid, I don't care. As long as you take me to the girl. Now.
Boss, I know what game you've been playing, but I don't know what girl you're talking about.
John,
Saul leans in
Yeah.
to John
So-
and whispers, "I don't think they know about the missing girls."
John
I was like,
nods to him.
and
At
I
this
say,
moment, the guard walks back through the door, says, "Fuck, the boss is gonna kill me. One of his little ships broke." And then he looks, and then he goes wide-eye, looking at Havel. Hi, boss.
I turn my head with a crazed wide-eyed look. It's like, my ship? You broke one of my ships?
I think that's a good place to end the session, hey?
All right.
If you've enjoyed, then I hope you come and join us next week. We'll be in the same place, the same time, hopefully not as late as this week. Let's see how the party gets themselves in and out of this mess. But if you've enjoyed, don't hesitate to hit us up next week. And until then, good luck on all your future adventures, and may all of your rolls be natural 20s. Have a good week, everybody. Farewell.
Thank you. Goodbye.